Welcome on back to day number 6. It's been a couple days since we've been here, but hey, we're back in the Embroider versus challenge with take number 2 for day number 6. That's right, we had another video earlier today, corrupted as usual, but we're back. Kind of a different approach from day 1 through 5. Day number 6, we've rebranded. This is Embroidered Illustrations with your pal Dahv at the Merc Atelier. Just thanking you for stopping by once again before we head on over to the studios so we can describe exactly what we're doing here today. Follow me. So again, just to recap day 1 through 5, what we've done is taken popular culture media, in the form of comics. We're going to go to live action images. We're going to go to lots of different references that we use in this attempt to get better from day 1 to day 30 as we progress. Because, by the way, we found a machine. It's a 15 needle from Happy Japan. That's the goal. That's what we're envisioning using. And so moving forward, while we said we had no limits, it's because we didn't really think that a machine could actually do it. Okay? But if you're telling me this machine, with that much machinery behind it and that much machining in the machine, can do the machines, well, then we can do the embroidered. And if that made sense and you're still with us, thank you so much. So what we're going to do is have a little bit of rules when we come to satins versus tatamis moving forward, because we just want purposeful embroidered files. Whether they get to 100,000, 200,000 stitches, whether they have so many jumps, trims, whatnot. Again, this is kind of arguing how many polygons you're going to make a model with. We're going to use as many as we need to. Let's go right on into hatch. That's our subject for today. And as we move over to our material, here we are. And here is our design for today, our subject matter, taken from volume number 1 out of 2016 in the Mercs for Money edition. What we've done is found a wonderful self-portrait right over here. Just zooming right on in. We're cropping this down for the sake of our presentation today. And by selecting this here, let's go ahead and unlock. This is a nice 7.5 inch by 4.5 inch attempt. Here is our ruler right over here to the left. This shows us our satin guides. We don't want to go any thicker than this guide here. And what we're going to be doing is just keeping it on hand so we don't get too variated with the satin attempts and layering. Okay. A little bit of preliminary work that, again, we've done. Laid out all our colors. We've got 4, 7, 9, plus 3 is 12. 12 total colors. Our machine can handle up to 15. For those in question of the machine, apparently removed from frame. We'll get that in our next presentation. Just to kind of share with you what we got planned, because denim, leather, canvas, we can put this on anything. So by knowing that, and we may have lost the camera, but it's quite all right. We're just going to continue right on in, and we'll do with a nice base for today's live. Keep it nice and short, because again, it's more so just showing up and providing an attempt for today and making sure that we're not letting too many days slip by without taking advantage of the software, as it is a subscription-based service, so we're going to get our money's worth. That's right. And how do we do that? By practice, practice, practice. In all of our colors here, let's go ahead and start with our darker shades. We'll do this entire red portion and then just layer each and every single one. And that'll work. Just pausing while we aim for direction here. Let's go ahead and start with this. And minimize some of these left-hand screens. And just like that, we're on our way. Since this is our base layer, and we know the black is going to go right on top of it, we're going to work on layers in our later episodes, but for now, we don't want empty spaces, none. We want to fill everything that we're supposed to. There we go. Switching back over again, not worrying if we run into the other shade. I'm sure there's a term for this level of base application. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Our next shade of choice. The digitize closed. And we'll alternate between hiding some of these selections, keeping them visible. Just gonna have fun. Just enjoy. As we let the computer catch up a little bit. Let's be patient with it. And there we have that back color as well. As I take care of this next black, we'll hide both these selected, just so I can capture every detail of the black that is needed. Our black is selected. Let's digitize closed. There we are. Here we go. This is where we want to be a little more exact. So this is where removing those under layers is really going to help. If we have to, just backspace, get as much of that detail as we need. The closer we can get to the actual shape, the closer it's going to look proportional to the reference image. That could never be a satin, as you can see is our satin ruler here. If we broke it up into enough section, possibly, but let's go ahead and leave it with the tatami. Go back to our digitized close, take care of our other eye. It's possible we'll get to the auto digitization challenge portion today, but given as this is our second take, and don't want to say who won or lost, but I'm just saying, let's not rush through these here. Come on, let's make honest efforts out of every single one. We're already approaching it with better respect for the machine that's about to be used as we do this, so it's not to be too hard on ourselves. Okay, there we go. There's the black. Alternating again from hide all to unhide all, so we can see exactly where we're at. This is a great start so far. We got the base colors down, no open spaces. Looks like we can start moving over to these browns. So again, hiding. Let's make sure we pick the correct brown, because it looks like we have a couple shades here. I think I know which one it is though, and as I select it, I was wrong. It's 71. So okay, great. 71 selected, but it's not on our tool yet. Now we're ready. Digitize closed. And there we are. You guessed it, the next shape is next to it along with the shade of 91. There has to be a way to just selecting. Well, there we are. 91. Digitize closed. And there we are. Working with a different approach, putting our base layers down first. Not worried about details just yet. Now we're on to white. I'm going to switch over to a satin immediately because this is the eye portion. Second eye. Now if you recall, we already have the black base. This is right on top. So everything we apply will simply be on the top of every single layer that we've added already. This is more of the fun part. We're going to go ahead and hide selected. And from here on out, as I'm looking over the rest of this file here, and here is our measurement tool for all the satins, I'm imagining that we can embellish and detail the heck out of this image and get very, very close. But before we do that, let's go ahead and practice some of our in-game material here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the break button. I'll see you on back here in about 45 seconds as we reset some cameras and take a quick commercial break. And just like that, we are back in after that nice small break of explosive, what some would call diarrhea. We're back on stream. Yeah, might as well admit it. It happens. Okay. We now move into the satin phase, in which we have laid down a solid base. We're going to be working around this image and reference image. For those of you just joining us, this is day 6 of our Embroider versus Challenge against ourselves, in which we attempt to embroider, illustrate something far better and pure. That's what happens when you try to add two words together. Something better and purer than what the computer can do. Thank you. Moving on. It's going to be a series of freehand closed shapes with a pre-selected tool of satin, knowing full well that this is going on top of all the rest of the shapes beneath it. As we had the wrong color selected. There we go. A little bit longer than what a satin would be, but hey, at least we're working within, you know, the realm of what it would be. The closer we can get to a realization of what an embroidered file would be, that's all we need, right? At least to start. There we go. Let's move around the eye. Same shade is going on down here. We're going to break up some of these larger sections. The nice overlap. There we have it. Let's go ahead and move on to our darker shade. working our way around, overlapping. And the reason we overlap, again, that's what allows the machine to do it. It's not hitting the same spot over and over. Rather, it's finding an alternating spot. It becomes a real machine embroidered file versus a hypothetical. There we are. And again, this is our second take of the day, and so I found the most fun in our last presentation of just going through and providing each and every one of these satins, knowing that it could be done because they're little voice break. Could be done because could be done. There we go. A little overkill, but hey, never hurt anybody. Should be 89. Let's double check. 89, correct. Sounds awfully close to a song that I've heard before. Here we stand. I mean, something like that. I may be wrong. Baby. Yeah, see, it just comes out. Nice reference and homage to it. You got to thank White Bat Audio for again providing today's instrumentals and covering up every voice crack that we have encountered along our streams. So simply just bouncing back and forth from each and one of these colors just to add the highlights in here. Yep. A little sinister. I like it. I like it. I'm going to go back to a black with the freehand open. Go ahead and digitize open shape. See if we can capture this. Immediately switch that to a satin. Why not? Digitized open. Now, our first couple episodes kind of really explaining the thought process. We can kind of get back into that if that's something that you find more useful in some of these videos. Otherwise, kind of learning where these program buttons are. We will probably bounce back and forth between more sharing some of the key button presses, key bindings, or even just find the button that allows you to see which button's being pushed, and then you can kind of pause it as you need to if you wanted to follow along at your leisure. keep track of those last 4 little items, because we're gonna do something really cool with those. We're gonna go with 81 now. Here we go, in our toolbox. We're in satin, digitize closed. Let's go freehand close instead. Just adding in some satin highlights, if you will. Again, trying to stay with that upper limit of what a satin could be. Why would it even be there? I think we're going to get a really nice end result. Switch over to a black, digitize closed, rather open. We'll switch that immediately to a satin, so we get a nice border on the edge. We should probably do a rear border. Let's go take a look at that red. Possible. Let's make our own line. We're going to go to digitized open shape, and we're just going to finish this. We'll make our own edge. And what this is just a border all the way around. I'm finding a few different ways where we could have added a border. You can take the original shape, duplicate it, change the properties of it, mix it around. Or just do your own line later. So as we finish it there, we're going to click. And there's our satin. Now, if you recall, I said keep track of these 4 here. We're going to move them on down. I'm going to duplicate this one here and change to a stem stitch. Oh, and look at that. So what this is going to do is create one that goes this way, back and forth, and then the other detail the other. Let's do the same for each section. We'll make sure that we push them. There we go. Just underneath this one here, so they get underneath that mask overall. Let's do the same for this. Again, push that stem stitch right underneath that last one there. And there we have it.
have 20 YouTube settings that can some more YouTube channels.
And there we go. This is our attempt from day number 6. As we unhide all, and here we are. The super drastic color shift between one side of the helmet mask area to the other, but I don't see any closed open shapes, so we're gonna call it our attempt. Okay, great. This is day number 6. Are you ready, folks? For those of you who have stuck around this far along, let's jump right into the digitization challenge. That's a mouthful. That's right. Let's move that underneath layer a little bit over. Let's hide our original so that way it... There we are. This is our attempt for day number 6. We've come a long way. We are adding satins in the appropriate size and setting. We have no closed spaces. Son of a... So close. So close. All these areas failed at. Okay. Not bad for the top half, but bottom half just didn't make it. We're going to go to the auto digitize function at this point. Stand by in 3, 2... Wow. I think it's pretty clear on who this winner is for today. Our score was at 1-1. We are now 1-2. That's fine. I don't mind learning. Okay? It's going to happen at some point. Trying to scroll up high enough just so I can find the right section. Should be around here somewhere. Okay, here's the secondary one. Let's go ahead and hide this one. And there it is. There is the auto digitization attempt. Who wins? We already kind of conceded, but you gotta hand it. This level of texture, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 shades, maybe, in transition. And then the satins don't follow a hard line. They follow more of the texture underneath. So it's something to keep in mind for next. I am a huge fan of this, though. On our effort, adding in this alternating stitch underneath that's a pretty solid attempt, you know. But looking forward to day number 7. Thanking you so much if you've tuned in for the rest of this episode. Thank you. As day number 7, we have more embroidered illustration concepts to bring forward. We have more that we've lined up. Again, once that machine comes on here, we can just put this on about anything. We have a lineup of sweaters and a lineup of heavy gram weighted ones for the upcoming winter. That with this machine and with these designs, there's some one-off art concepts and illustrations that are becoming to a link near you. Let's go ahead and close this one out. Join us, day number 7, aiming for tomorrow, 24 hours. Next link that you see available. Appreciate a subscription as we become and enter the road to the YPP YouTube Partnership Program. More fun stuff coming along. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight's commercial-like break of happiness. Ness.